everybody! Welcome, Optic Racer and memes, mwah, and Bone. As you can see, I have a special guest.
Hello.
And how is everybody doing? Hopefully good. And how are you, our dear favoriteest Mongo in the whole world?
Gosh. I'm doing good. Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Hashtag the truth is out there. Oh, they're getting X-Files with it seems. Well, we're our stories aren't quite that strange. They're still kind of, but they're not in the X-Files department. At least not yet. 2020 is not over yet. And they did admit that UFOs exist, so it could get there. But at this particular moment, let's just hope they're little gray men and not xenomorphs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the first shit show I saw last night, well, early this morning, depending on how you look at it, that just looks like trouble starting. Ah, son of a bitch. So, a South Korea official was shot and killed crossing a maritime border into North Korea. Now, first off, I'm kind of wondering what's going on, because why would anybody try to sneak into North Korea? You try to sneak the fuck out. It's like sneaking into prison. Nobody sneaks into prison. Okay? So, unless, of course, he was trying to carry something with him that he was trying to deliver. That would make sense. But there's no mention of that. But either way, I'm not sure if the U.S. is going to respond or should, because sometimes we should mind our fucking business. But we also kind of, I think, since we're part of the UN and everything, we have kind of an obligation to do something. Especially depending on what official this was. Like, it doesn't really clarify, like, his importance. Hey, Bee Nest, how are you doing? Darth Hasher and Wookie. Happy to see y'all. But yes, this looks like this could be kind of an issue. If it had been an American official, I can guarantee something definitely would have sparked or been expected to. Because you can't just go around and la-da-da letting your people get shot. But aren't we allies to some degree with South Korea? Aren't we? I think we are. Yeah, I'm fairly sure we are. It's hard to tell because we kind of put our bases wherever the fuck we want, and so I'm not entirely sure. So I can't base it just on that, or literally everybody is our ally. But I don't know. Like, do you think the U.S. should, like, well, I don't know. I don't know if they can publicly respond to something. I mean, they can denounce and say, hey, that was pretty fucking shitty. I mean, but technically, publicly, I'm not entirely sure because nobody wants to necessarily go to war over one person. Especially with people as, I'm not going to lie, as crazy as them.
Yeah, I couldn't really see anything more than just a public statement kind of just condemning the action, but beyond that, I don't really see. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like I said, we don't know why the guy was there because, I mean, I'm not excusing him getting killed. I'm not, but there's something weird when you're trying to sneak to North Korea. Like,
and you kind of know what you're getting into, you know? It's like,
I mean, unless he was going there to try to get somebody out. That's also a possibility. That's one of the few reasons I would try to sneak toward the border of North Korea is to try to save somebody I care about or deliver something very, very important. I'm kind of hoping the U.S. isn't involved. It, like, didn't send this guy and this guy got fucking shot.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like, oh, no, you should have protected him better than that. No. But, yeah. So, yeah, I'm wondering if what will come of this. I definitely do. Like, if we'll even hear anything. Because a lot of times things that happen behind the scenes that we never know happen. Like, someone brought it to my attention that after Epstein was arrested and of course killed, and then they got his girlfriend, suddenly, there's a whole bunch of human trafficking stuff getting broken up and kids and people getting rescued. And I had heard about both, but I hadn't really put those together on the timeline. And someone brought to my attention that it seems an interesting coincidence. And I'm like, so stuff could be going on, and we're not really putting it together yet. So that's a possibility. But definitely, I guess we'll see. So next on this, oh my goodness! All right, so let me decipher this for anybody who might not know, although if you're at this channel, there's a good chance you know. The term right wing is basically for anyone who is a label for anyone who doesn't think left. It doesn't matter if you're middle. If you're not left, you're right wing, and that's it. That's how you will be portrayed. As far as I can tell, nobody here looks like they're lighting up a cross or anything. So, okay. But anyway, they're denying a permit to people who aren't left, which is basically what this translates to. They're basically citing because of COVID. Although apparently, if you're dressed with black bandanas and Molotovs, you are magically immune. Apparently, it's magical. So perhaps this group of protesters here perhaps should arm themselves with Molotov cocktails, and they will be given a permit. Perhaps. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this silliness?
Well, obviously, it's pretty much right out there. Just the hypocrisy there. You know, you let one group do it, you don't let another group do it.
Yeah, First Amendment is supposed to be all or none.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And if those other folks that are actually, setting shit on fire, or hitting people in the streets, got a permit or didn't, like nobody's doing anything about it. So you know what I think? I think if you want to go out and protest, fucking do it. Fucking do it. If you want to go to church, have it in the middle of the goddamn intersection. Then have it on the sidewalk. I mean, apparently gathering in large numbers on the sidewalk and around the streets apparently is totally legal. So you know what? Do that, because I saw a clip of a guy getting arrested last night. He was trying to go into church, and they handcuffed him. I know this is not going to be a popular opinion to everybody, but a lot of these protesters are getting away with what they're doing is because, one, they got the numbers, and that helps, because they know there's a chance they might get hit in the face with a fucking skateboard if they try to arrest one of their buddies. Now, I'm not telling you to actually hit a cop, but you'll notice that this particular group will sit there and just allow themselves to be handcuffed, and nobody will do anything about it. And a lot of times, cops are bullies, and they will arrest you because they can, but they're not man enough. Some are. I have seen some cops taking on those crowds. I have. So I'm not saying all, but if they can be a bully and take it out on somebody, they will. So, you know what? If you're not left, you know what? Maybe you should act like it just a little, because you have a right to protest like anyone else. So, you know what? Have your church in the park. Have it in the sidewalk. Sing hymns right there if you want. Have the numbers. Lock arms. Make it hard to cuff you all. You know? You're entitled to the same rights. If the left can have rights, you can too. Fuck that shit. So, don't just stand there and take it. Now, we've been conditioned for a long time to just cower and submit as soon as authority shows up. Authority doesn't always mean right. It's not a moral compass. It's a reflection of whoever's in power. That is the only thing it is. So I think they should absolutely just go ahead and go protest. Fuck asking for permission. Don't ask for permission. The Constitution wasn't about asking us asking permission of our government. It was our government supposed to ask us permission. And people need to remember that. So if you want to go to church, load up all your friends and do it. You know? That's my opinion on it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm not a churchy person myself, but rights are rights, you know? Anyway. Oh, and God, I wish I had a song queued up for this. So I was going to play at least the intro to Gold Digger. Take the money when I'm in need. She a trifling. Anyway, so this woman right here, who started her career opening suitcases on a TV show, and struck it absolutely lucky as you possibly could. This dollar princess right here, that's actually an old term, actually. Yeah, it's about over 100 years, about 100 years or so, maybe more ago. A lot of aristocrats were facing tough times, but they were like dukes or whatever, but their money was going south, like the industrialism and stuff like that. Things were just kind of taking a turn, and there were a lot of Americans that had money, and so a lot of times they wanted their daughters to have a title as well. So they would get dowries together and marry their American daughter to a broke aristocrat So she would have a title, he would have money, and they kind of nicknamed them dollar princesses for those reasons. I actually learned that like a month and a half ago when I had nothing else to do except look at YouTube, and I kind of came across it. Like Winston Churchill, he is actually the offspring of one of those arranged marriages.
Wow.
I know, I was surprised too. Yes, a rich American mother and a slightly broke, but a dad with a title and a good name. So I was like, Churchill, really? Holy shit. I think some other people were, but I can't recall. But anyway, so President Trump, they said he took a swipe at her, but they've been doing it their own little passive-aggressive way, too. They really have, because apparently they decided to, everybody knows they pretty much, skipped out on the whole, royal life, more or less. They're still rich as fuck. So, all the, I guess, the perks and none of the downside. And now they're urging people to vote. First off, I think they live in fucking Canada, okay? They're not even here. So I really think they should mind their business. And he's telling Trump basically is, he doesn't really appreciate her, telling people to vote or not vote. Like, kind of like, not your business. And apparently he tells Prince Harry good luck, or wishes him luck. Which is a very classy way of, good luck with that wife of yours. So I think that was a nice nonchalant swipe right at him. Like, good luck with that wife right there. I mean, we already know he's about as pussy whipped as anybody can possibly be at this point. Like, this poor fucking ginger. I almost feel bad for him. But let's be honest, the only reason why he's getting away with what he's doing is because he's probably not actually Prince Charles' son at all. He doesn't look anything like him. He looks like this dude that Diana was caught messing around with, and he was a ginger. Facial structure, everything looks like it. Genetically similar as hell. Nothing like Prince Charles. Prince Charles, no offense to anybody out there, but he looks like a car with both doors open coming down the street. I'm sorry. And this guy ain't it. Like, he's not. So that's probably why he was able to marry a commoner without much guff from anybody, because he was never going to ascend the throne anyway. But, so this illegitimate prince right here, they can be mad. I don't care. Let them be mad. Fucking him and his goofy wife, well, actually it's mostly her, although this particular, they're urging people to vote. You know what? When rich celebrities are telling you to vote, you know who they're telling you to vote for. You know who they are. You know what you know exactly. Like, and I'm just not a fan of taking political advice or social advice from anyone who has their own private home and a 20-foot gate and their own security guards and their own chefs. I don't want to hear it, because no matter what I vote or what I choose or what I follow or your advice, you're not going to be affected by that choice. I am. He is. You are. But not them. Not these. No. Don't take advice from anybody who doesn't have skin in the game. Like, honestly, I think they just need to go back to fucking England. Seriously. I mean, Canada's close enough, I guess. But, or at least parts of it. But, yeah. I don't know. What do you make of this silliness? You think it's just your normal, almost Hollywood level of bullshit?
Yeah, I guess it's just the usual kind of stuff,
Propaganda.
President Trump, he's used to this kind of crap for the last, probably at least the last decade, at least, however long he's been in the public eye.
Last 4 years, but he's
definitely the last 4 years. But he's always. I really get a kick out of hearing about how President Trump responds to stuff like just any kind of stuff. So
good luck with the wife.
It's funny. It's like he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, you can talk about me, but good luck with your freaking wife, or whatever, all that.
Right? At least, like I don't know much about his wife, but at least I don't know. As far as I know, she's not going out there telling people how to vote. I don't think. Has she? I haven't heard about that. Like, and I mean, that's her husband. Like, you think she would, but it's like, it seems like she's, at least from what I can tell, she's letting, she's staying out of that mess. She's not trying to tell people how to think and shit. I can appreciate that, I mean, I automatically assume she's supporting her husband, so she doesn't need to tell me this. I automatically assume so because, it's the wifely duty to do so. So, within reason. So, yeah. And his daughter's out there promoting, and then I get that. But, yeah. These two just keep surprising me. They really do. It's like, really? You came from England because you didn't want to do, your royal duties. And now you're going to come here and try to tell us how to do our politics while you're sitting in Canada. You're in Canada. You're not even in the U.S. At least come here, become citizens, and then maybe you can have an opinion about this. Yes, we crack jokes and make our comments about some of their politicians, but we don't actually expect it to make a difference. I'm not here saying, hey, vote for that Boris, whatever the fuck guy is in charge of fucking England. The guy with the weird, crazy, mad scientist hair, Forget his name. Boris something. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had my opinions about that prime minister they had during Bush administration. But those two were hip to hip during the Afghan war. They were all up in each other's business, and they were both side by side. So I had some opinions about both of them because they were both doing pretty much war crime type shit. So, but let's get back to that green screen. Hello, Doug. How are you? Sorry I didn't say hi sooner. I'm so sorry. I'm with Tom Morello, Weaponize the Homeless. I don't know who Tom Morello is, and I'm not sure about weaponizing the homeless. Maybe give them homes might be better. But anyone from outside the United States shouldn't get involved in U.S. elections. Yeah, no shit. I feel like unless there is a legal citizen, okay, but you don't live here. Yeah, they live in fucking Canada. I can see Trudeau having some more of an opinion because we're his fucking neighbors and we're allies. So I can see him having some opinion. But he's a political figure that lives next door. These assholes just arrived and think they got something to say. No. You step down from having any royal duties. So you step down from having a fucking opinion, kid. You're not going to ascend the throne anyway. Fuck off. Ugh. Your family may be allies, but you're just a twit. You're the redhead stepchild. Sorry. Anyway, and our last little bit of news. It looks like the National Guard will be paying a visit, and so will Kentucky State Police in Louisville. Oh boy, this is a tough one. I've never been a fan of the idea of military action being on U.S. soil. I have never been a fan of it, honestly, and oftentimes this leads to bigger problems. Now, don't get me wrong. Even though, like I said, I'm not a fan of the police, I am not a fan of the police just standing there and getting their asses beat in the streets and doing nothing. Do not get me wrong. You still have a right to defend yourself. Do not get me wrong. Please don't misunderstand me, folks. And I know that our side, to some degree, has the urge to cheer because we're those little fucking college dropouts are really going to get theirs now. But you got to remember, as much as we hate to admit it, they are still, as far as I know of, on U.S. citizens. Some of them, we'll say some of them, because I don't actually know the stats, but we know at least some of them are. Just out of sheer, chance, there's going to be at least say half of them. So it's our own countrymen, whether we like them or not, and this happening on U.S. soil. We have to be careful how much we cheer about militarizing the police and having military rolling tanks down the street. Now, I'm not sure what good options we have. I'm not pretending I have the answers, but we have to be careful what we cheer on because both sides have this terrible habit of cheering on certain laws being ushered in and then realizing those laws are still going to be in effect one day when it's your turn. And people seem to forget that because it's easy to allow a slippery slope when we hate somebody. We're like, oh, we hate these guys, let's see them get it. But you're also okaying the attack of civilians by military on U.S. soil, whether we like it or not. As strange as it is, I actually saw an article and I actually liked it. It was it was somebody's cell phone and video, and it was attached with an article. And apparently, some of these protesting kids, the rioting kids. Not the, rioting and protesting is slightly different things. But some kids were showing up to town to start some shit, and the neighborhood came out with ball bats and everything else, and those kids got back on that bus and they left. I think that's the best way to handle it. I know that not everybody would be able to participate. There are people with handicaps. There are people who are disabled, elderly. I get that. But I'm pretty sure most neighborhoods have at least 10 or so able-bodied people who go out there with ball bat and go, like, you want to do this, kid, in our neighborhood? Let's do this. They'll get back on that fucking bus real quick. If you show the numbers and the strength just like them, they'll back down. Because they probably didn't sign up for this. They signed up for people to run from them. And so I think having the National Guard troops could potentially add to a volatile. Yes, it could absolutely lead to a volatile situation on top of the long-term ramifications of setting a precedent that it is okay to do this. Because both sides at some point have always talked about taking to the streets and a revolution starting. Those laws are going to apply to those people too. And you may not be fond of the idea of firing your own countrymen, but we set the precedent for that one day it happens, and that's not good. If these punks want to take the street, I think we should too. We might just clean house. Because this is actually, these large voices are actually a very small number in comparison to the rest of the population. We outnumber them. We could actually do this. With probably without even any bloodshed, really. They'd probably see the numbers and be like, oh, okay, this is the wrong neighborhood. Gotcha. And then turn around and walk the fuck back on their bus. It's happened a couple of times. We've seen video clips of it. So it can be done without military interference. We can't sit around and hope somebody will take care of it for us, because then we're welcoming a nanny state that we've so often complained about. Because we're just hoping somebody else will do the dirty work for us. And I'm not advocating violence. I'm not advocating killing anybody. I do advocate defending yourself if needed. And some intimidation to simply send them on their way. Because people, if they got the numbers, oftentimes will gang up on people who don't. To show them that doesn't work in your neighborhood. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like what Optic Racer was saying there. We're taking a look at the little article here. It's not too big, but it's just saying, as activated and deploying in a limited scope. It's pretty, it doesn't take too much for this kind of thing to snowball and just become bigger and bigger and bigger. We've already seen videos and news reports of the police coming out in full force, when I say full force, coming out in a significant force and pretty much just kind of steamrolling through these violent protests. So I don't really think that the National Guard is really necessary per se.
Yeah, but, they can pull a trigger just the same as the police officer. So I'm not sure exactly. The police officers, they have sniper units, they have SWAT. So I don't know why they think National Guard, other than for optics, for aesthetic, why they think that they're going to pull a trigger any different than a police officer. If you tell the police officer, snipers on the roof, and they see a cop about to get shot, they pop one of them. They're about to shoot an innocent person. Sure, okay, only shoot as needed. Don't some bean bags from a distance. I'm not pleased with the idea of them hitting them. A lot of them will aim for the face when they're not supposed to. That's a big.
Those are some brutal images.
Dad, there's a good chance you might as well just shoot them, because you could very well easily kill them or cause such severe brain damage. So if you get people who are properly trained for stuff like this, like your regular beat cops aren't really ready for stuff. They're not trained for this. But your SWAT, they are prepared for things like this, because they've handled shit like this. And hostage negotiators possibly could be a good situation, good to have in case, if there's any, way to stop it. But the military can pull the trigger just as easy as the cop. So this is. I feel like, this could snowball into something by setting a precedent that we're okay. And because I remember 10 years ago and what further, we always said, or most people said, if I ever see tanks rolling down my street, this is what I'll do. Now we're cheering for it. And we're like, well, it's because of this. Well, what did you think it was going to come in disguise of? It was going to come in disguise that you would welcome. You would welcome it. That's how it always works. Most officers are military trained. Exactly. A lot are. And so you don't need an actual military rolling their tanks down your street.
Yeah.
It's an intimidation factor, perhaps. But if they actually engage, you have basically cheered and like, yes, yes, fire upon our citizens with military on U.S. soil. No, this is something we promised ourselves we would be against. They fed it to you. They fed it to all of us because at first I thought it sounded like a good idea. I'm like, oh wait, oh, yeah. It took me a second. I realized, oh, this might not actually be a good idea. No, this is actually a very fucking bad idea. But I think the idea, because we've always been told, let the authorities handle it, stay out of it.
Yeah.
Well, we've been conditioned for that entirely too long. If civilians have decided they're going to do this, and other civilians who decide to counter it. And we outnumber them. We really actually do. Like, yeah. And if your every neighborhood band together and showed a solidarity and a brotherhood against it, well, basically foreign invaders, so they bust them in from other towns. Yeah, I mean, there was one clip that showed a guy. They were coming up to this guy, and there's all these white kids all dressed like little Antifa fuckers. And this black dude gets out, stops his car right like in the middle of the street, like there doesn't seem to be any other traffic. Stops his car, gets out, he starts yelling at him. What the fuck y'all doing? Y'all aren't even from here. Get the fuck out of here, you know? And they just stood there, just taking the yelling. They didn't do shit to him. They were just like they didn't know what to do because he was like a black dude. They're supposed to be for Black Lives, so like they kind of couldn't really. They just sort of sit there and just took the ass chewing they were getting. He's like, you guys are stupid. Get the fuck out of here. You're not even from this neighborhood. If we all showed that attitude, they might realize they don't have a whole lot. And the people who aren't able to handle situations like that, they need to not be there, at least for a while. Because, I mean, we see a ton of video where there's like crowds and someone drives their car up like this and it gets jumped on. How'd you not see that from a 50 or 100 feet away?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, I'm not trying to say you asked for it, but if I was driving down the street and I'm looking 50, 100 feet away and I see a crowd of people, I'm turning my car around. Give me a goddamn I'll U-turn right in that street. I know better. If I'm not prepared for that situation, and I'm not looking to run people over. So if you get up there, you left yourself with two choices. Either run through the crowd and hurt someone, or let them hurt you. If you're not ready for either of those, turn your vehicle around and go the other way. Okay? Whether you hurt somebody or they hurt you, it's not worth being on the news or Twitter. It's not. It's not worth it. Turn around. If you're not ready to engage, turn the fucking car around. Do not go. I don't know why all these cars are so often they get there and they stop and they get their car jumped on. I almost feel like it's staged half the time. Because I haven't seen any interviews really with anybody whose vehicle got attacked. I don't ever say like, yeah, this happened and I panicked. You know, I never see interviews. So I'm thinking half the time it's probably staged. Someone put their car there just so they can have someone jumping on the car to add more shock and shit to the news. Hey, Tactical, how are you? Mwah. Hey, Pat Stevens.
Yeah.
Is she telling me to get the fuck out of here? No, I'm not telling. Nobody's telling you to get out of here.
Yeah.
No, it's just that so many times you see news clips of a vehicle trying to approach and get through a crowd of protesters, and they're surprised that someone jumped on their car. We've already seen this. If I know what's going to happen if I put my car near there. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to turn the fucking car around. Give me a ticket for you turning in the street. I don't care. Fuck all that. So, like, I'm not telling people to run and hide, but if you're not ready to engage in a situation, avoid it. Don't give them someone to hurt. And since it seems to be getting quite questionable on whether or not you can defend yourself, if you can avoid the situation, do. If you and your friends are able-bodied and ready, by all means, engage. You know, just make sure you've got the numbers and you stick together. Don't get lost from your group. That's super important because these guys don't. And you don't, and we've seen what happens when you get caught by yourself. You can end up shot or beaten. So you got to go in it with a tactical frame of mind if you're going to. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to, I'm not telling anyone to do it. I'm just saying. But if these people come to your neighborhood and they're acting a fool, defend your stance like you always said you would. When you're like, hey, if the government ever came to take my guns, this and that. But this isn't even the government. This is a bunch of punk kids with skinny jeans. If you ain't ready for them, you sure ain't ready for anything bigger. That's for damn sure. Think of it as training. Because, yeah. I drive a semi. If you block my route, you will get out of my way. I have not seen them do that. Okay, I think I've seen it only done to like 2 semi trucks. The rest of it was cars. But yeah, I think they're only on certain roads. I think they're on ones that aren't really super high traffic, because I think a lot of this is staged for TV to get people worked up and angry. Now, I don't know if it's a bipartisan situation or what it is, but what we see on TV is what gets us worked up and riled up. And if they're staging it so some people are afraid and other people are angry, we're going to end up, like I said, allowing things we shouldn't allow. And they're already trying to make you afraid to defend yourself because, like, some people got in trouble, some didn't. It seems kind of up in the air. Like, here in Oklahoma, that shit ain't gonna fly. Like, it don't fly quick. Like, some of the people that were trying to cause trouble, apparently, they were arrested and released or something, but then they went back and got them later when they got their evidence and charges and stuff together. And some are being tried for terrorism. Like, and we didn't even have that much of a row going here at all. I think it was like 5 or 6 people who showed they were actually causing problems after hours. That was like it. It was lame. I've seen a better fight in junior high than what happened in the street. That was so pitiful. I was like, oh my God, this must be news. Like, but the point is, it's like, here in Oklahoma City, they said like 2 or 3 were being brought up on terrorism charges. So Oklahoma don't fuck around. You got to make sure your state don't either. Do you want to tell us what state you're in?
Oh, what, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in California.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Condolences. You can always come to Oklahoma. It's cheaper. It's less crazy. Let's see. My downtown is boarded up. Dang, Bard. If it's safe, we'd love to see some like cell phone footage. If you like get around and can show us. I mean, obviously, if there's stuff going on, I don't want you getting hurt. So, in Washington, ooh,
wow.
Wait, Washington or Washington D.C.? It's probably Washington, like Seattle and shit. Yikes. If I was up there, I think it would be absolutely fun to dress like them. Kind of blend in. And blending in is fucking important.
Yeah.
And just kind of like pick 1 or 2 and follow them around, but like from a distance, kind of nonchalant, and film and see where they go after all this. See if they get on a tour bus or something or into a vehicle and see where they go. I think it'd be interesting. Like, where do you go after this? Like, I'd be kind of curious. Like, get the plate of whatever vehicle is transporting them, or if they live locally, like find out who they are. I think that would be quite fun. The places I go to are surrounded in both graffiti and BLM and All Lives Matter. Yikes. Well, spray painting's one thing, rioting's another, so it could just be some rapscallions running around spray painting shit. That's, Mo, California, I heard many talking about Tent City. Is it really as bad as they say?
Tent City?
I assume the homeless areas.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of homeless. I'm in San Diego County, and down in actual downtown there are quite a few homeless, and I guess, that's a pretty prevalent issue. I'm in a part of California that isn't really suffering from the fires, so, if it isn't one thing, it's another, and,
Well, that's 2020 right there summed up. If it's not one thing, it's another. Yeah. Let me go back to my little thing real quick. Okay. Somebody should spray paint Happy Dinosaur on the walls.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that does sound great. If there's I haven't heard if there's any protests or riots going on here in Oklahoma City. Like they said, it was supposed to be like in lots of major cities nationwide, but also apparently some of the protests went on longer than I realized. Apparently, Oklahoma is not big on giving them a lot of airtime, so a lot of people weren't even aware when it was going on. Like somebody heard about it and called us and like, "Hey, are y'all going to go to the protest?" And I was like, "There's a protest?" I never hear about it till the day after. I'm like, son of a bitch. So that's how I was able to go down there and film what I did. And pretty much everybody was nice. It was only like one group, I think, that was instigators. Like, no shit, I was live streaming. That's the best part. I was live streaming it. The guy was dumb enough to look at his friends and like, man, I can't wait to have things pop off with those Molotovs. I mean, he said it right there on my live stream. I'm like, wow. And the girl that was next to him looks at me and goes, dear, why are you filming me? And I'm like, I was actually walking around trying to film everything just to kind of get a feel for things. She's like, well, ignore my friend. Sometimes he gets a little rambunctious. I'm like, of course, we all do. It's fine. And politely made my way gone and started warning some of the people that were there, including some independent reporters, and pointed it out to him. So he went over there and went like this. He had a tripod and extended like the microphone and everything. And it was like, hi, I'd like to interview you and ask you some questions. Like, I'm not overly a snitch, but I was like, oh, I can't let this fly. No. Because nobody here was trying to have that shit. Some idiots don't care. I know. I couldn't believe I got that lucky. I was only filming for like 5 minutes. And I looked behind me. And I'm like, man, it looks like one of those guys from TV coming up behind me right now. And sure the hell enough, I was like, So I kind of want to get down there if there is anything wild going on and totally film it. And if I do, I am considering taking spray paint and maybe I'll put Happy Dinosaur 8000. I'll put 8000. I will consider doing it. If there's already graffiti there, I'll consider adding that to it. Why not? Just because it would be funny. No riots in Canada. I can just see riots in Canada. Excuse me, sir. I don't like you. Goodbye. Yes, do it. Wait, who's he saying? Dinosaur lives matter. Oh my God, that would be good. That mission says dinosaur lives matter, and Happy Dinosaur goes, do it. All right. So which is it? Happy Dinosaur 8000 or Dinosaur Lives Matter? Because that would be funny as fuck. They're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? Like, they're not even gonna know what to make of it. Hashtag Scalies are people too. I don't know. Some dinosaurs aren't really. I don't think we're scaly. Like, some were. I think some weren't.
It depends who you follow, what research you follow. I guess
Well, I mean,
like the feather stuff.
Like, the more lizardy types would be scaly, where like Brontosaurus wouldn't be.
Yeah, makes sense.
Scalies are people too. That's too long. Yeah. Dino lives. We'll have to make it short and say Dino lives. But what if they don't know what that is? I have to spell out dinosaur. No riots here. Too many ex-mob and hunters, ex-military here. Yeah, that shit would fly. Like, oh. Yeah, they probably know where they can and cannot go, which means there's someone pulling the strings that are smart enough to tell them where to go and not to go, I think. Hashtag Happy Dinosaur 8000 is more mysterious. And Dinosaur Lives Matter would still be pretty fucking funny, but yeah. Hashtag Happy Dinosaur 8. I think I'll do 8K just because.
Yeah.
I got
it looks nice, the 8K. Everybody likes that.
Oh man, I wonder if I should like carve out a stencil, like, so I can just be like real quick with it. Hashtag long arms for T-Rex. Oh my God, that would be cute. Hold on, I'm gonna try and add Dinosaur Lives Matter to my Twitter bio. Oh, that sounds marvelous. I love it. God, I love these guys. They're so great. That is so cute. Yeah, 8K. Okay, so let's see. Happy Dino 8K. They're gonna be tactical. Oh my God, these guys are sick. I love them. Well, yeah. Now I want to get hop in the car and go drive around downtown and see if there's anything going on. Because this time of day it wouldn't be anything too wild, but you kind of see like if they're kind of getting together. Like, I'm half tempted, but I'm also a little bit lazy. So I'm like,
Yeah, I was surprised. Probably about 3 or 4 months ago, I was at work, and then I hear all of a sudden like, there's going to be a bunch of people protesting down on Main Street. I'm like, what the heck? Because I'm in San Diego County, but I'm kind of out in in the boonies, so to speak. And I'm like, really? People are going to do this? And it just really just came and went, just because my town is predominantly a lot of Latino or Latinx, however you
really somebody actually
the
uses
proper
Latinx,
term.
because I've heard like that most of them don't even give a shit or know what that
Yeah,
is.
I just call them, Mexican. Well, yeah, because it's we're so close to Mexico. Yeah, everybody, it's a lot of Mexican
I
people.
figured it was just leftist white people that came up with Latinx. The same people who like put an X where the E is on women, so it wouldn't actually spell men. Like,
I saw a clip of like Gabriel Iglesias. He has some like Netflix show where it's like some Latino girl is, like explaining to him, they're having a little debate, like, oh, why can't it be Latinx, all this kind of stuff, yada yada yada, and Gabriel's like, we don't care about it, all that kind of stuff. I was like,
oh, I gotta look that up. That
it
sounds
was
fantastic.
like,
Yeah, it's like all these weird new additives seem to be it's it's like they're championing for people without asking, like, do you want to be called this?
yeah,
Like, and that's where I'm at. Like, if you want to be called Latinx, that's fine. That's.
mm-hmm.
I think you are genetically more entitled to decide that than me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but it's all these people getting offended for everybody else. Like, I'm going to spell women the way I have always spelled it. I'm not putting an X where the E is. That's stupid. What? Like, no. I'm going to spell it like it always was. Like, no. They come up, it's like, it's so weird. It's like they're trying to create, like, a whole different language, a whole different
Mm-hmm.
God knows what. And at the very least, if they're going to at least spell it correctly. Because apparently now spelling correctly also is considered offensive. Or punctuation. There was an article about punctuation being racist. And I was like, what?
The exclamation point is phallic in origin. We would like something a little more inclusive. I
I don't know. I think it was supposed to be because a lot of disenfranchised people lack education. I'm like, well, for most of what time you would be taught about punctuation is, during the mandatory years, and technically, as long as you don't drop out, everybody gets that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I can understand like college level, you might be feeling that this is offensive toward disenfranchised people, maybe, but this is stuff we were learned in like elementary and junior high and high school, and that's supposed to be mandatory. So, the only reason I can find this offensive is that I find it offensive. They assume that non-white people, are incapable of education or incapable of learning. I think that's actually racist.
Yeah.
Like, there was this one guy. He went to both sides, and like he went to some liberal college campus, and he was asking why people thought it was racist to make people show ID for voting. And most of them, they look quite privileged. They were like, well, a lot of times, in poor neighborhoods, they may not have the money or have access to a DMV or a tag agency to get an ID and this and that. And that basically was generally their rationale. So he goes to an area in Harlem, and he just walks up to random folks and goes, do you have identification? And they're like, yeah. Like, ID or driver's license, do you always have ID? He's like, yeah, why wouldn't I? And he was like, well, I went to this college campus, and they said that it was racist for you to have to show ID to vote because you wouldn't have access to ID cards or something. And they're like, there's a tag agency right up there on 126th or 125th in Harlem or something like that. He was like, it's right up the street. It's 5 minutes away. And, or they might not have the money. And she goes, why would they think I don't have money to get an ID? Like, they looked so confused. They didn't know why these college kids were thinking this. They're like, what? They're like, we always have ID. And he's like, do you know anyone who doesn't? And she's like, no, I don't know anyone who doesn't have an identification card. No. Like, so they were so confused why these little college kids were thinking this stuff. It was very interesting. I wish I could remember who it was. I'd put the link out so people could see it. But yeah, it's like, I hate to say it, but white people are just embarrassing again. Like, they're just, like, some of them just can't stop. It's like, oh my God. I assume you have an ID card.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. See?
I agree with Latino
It's gonna
Slant
be
down
yes.
there. He's great.
Let's see. Latino Slant is. Let me just hold on. Put this up there. Has been all-embracing term for people who are either Mexican, Puerto Rican, etc. that grew up in the state. Grown popular since the 90s. Yeah, Latino is the term I've always heard. It's a Latinx thing. It just seems like some kind of weird new thing that college kids are coming up with. And it's like, if the Latino community wants to, damn girl, didn't think I'd come on your show and y'all are talking about,
it just happened.
Latino or Latinx. And I'm just like, you seriously actually use that term? And he's like,
I mean, I'm a guest here. I'm on here. I'm like, I don't want to step on no toes or nothing. So I figure I'll just throw that in there.
No. We're not that. What's the word I'm looking for? We're not that modern.
Yeah, don't worry, folks. I ain't that neutered. Okay, I ain't neutered like that. Not that. Anyhow, it's been said, so whatever. Right? It's like
Slant would like to have you on his show. It seems.
Oh, really? Sure, that's cool.
I always want to make a joke, but I don't know if it would be considered rude or funny. But it's like kind of a rip off of like those like spaghetti westerns. I was like, I think he's trying to get a posse together. I only mean that as a joke. I hope he doesn't think I'm an asshole. God, I'm gonna be sorry if he thinks I'm an asshole. I'm only trying to be silly. Can we have Caucasian eggs?
Caucasian.
Gosh, just oh God, no. I know he's joking, but no, I'm just Irish. I'm just Irish. There. I mean, well, I'm Irish. Apparently a little bit German because somebody in the 1700s married somebody.
Oh, is that where the name Moira? Is Moira like an Irish thing or no?
Yeah, Moira's Irish. Yes, my family comes from Northern Ireland.
Moira, that's cool.
Not man. Tactical's got him doing it now. God dang it. We are not French. We don't put useless X's into words. Okay? No. No. What?
Oh wow, that profile pic. You've outdone yourself.
Is that like Sailor Moon or something?
Yeah, it's like a dude cosplaying as one of the.
Oh wow! I mean, that shouldn't shock me. I mean, I've lived in New Orleans, and there's dudes that look more like a woman than I ever will. But wow. Oh, okay. He's made this easier to spell and shorter. Although I'm not pronouncing that out loud. X marks the spot. Oh, sweet Lord. But yeah, I mean, but people just putting X's into stuff, like in women, and there's an X where the E is supposed to be. I guess because they're against men, they don't want the word men in it. It's like, oh my God. It's like, I used to think maybe it didn't make a difference, but maybe they must have grown up without a father figure or whatever maybe has happened. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what's happening with some of the folks that are coming up with this weird idea of changing English words. Is that from South Park? I would be surprised. It's such a bad profile picture. I can't. Lower Decks. Oh God, I've heard about that, but I haven't.
Never watched it, but yeah.
But oh, geez, I'm told to check my Twitter. All right, I gotta show you this. I'm almost afraid to see this, but I'm gonna go. Oh, excuse me. All right. I don't have a message from him. Oh my gosh. Dude. Oh my God. Damn it, Steven Seagal. I gotta share this. This is terrible. Oh, you won't believe what he's done. And he picked me with a stupid look on my face, too.
Oh,
Like, I was in the middle of talking. Nobody ever looks good in the middle of talking. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to let everybody see just how bad this is. This is oh, my God. Like, why, dude? Why'd you do this to us? The rest of the audience. This is what he has done.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty dope. I like that. I really like that a lot.
So much worse. He did this to me. Like, oh my God. I looked so miserable right there. God. Man, I look so. That look is appropriate for having this behind me. Like, oh my God, dude, what were you thinking? No, you are full of it. But thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up with that?
I am not scared to come onto your show. What are you talking about? Why would I be? Is that a challenge? Challenge accepted, sir. Meow. Dragon Seagull. Oh my God. Y'all are too silly. I just can't. Chow? I don't know what that means. Is that like chill? He's like, I don't know. Well, if you don't know, I don't know. I look like I'm about to inflict bodily harm on Andrew Yang in thumbnail when I met him. Oh dear. Just go look at my Twitter. I'm not going through all that again. Yeah, I wish you'd picked a better picture. I was thinking making people smile. It worked.
Mission accomplished.
It's kind of a grimace. It's kind of couch fall. Not yet. I did do that once. It was so funny. I fell off the couch. I just lost.
Oh.
I was just like, well, I was on the edge of the seat anyway because I have to be kind of close to be able to be heard. Apparently, I like someone sent me a new webcam. I didn't install it yet, so just because this one's pretty well like kind of packing tape taped to the laptop.
Oh.
Well, because it shares the brownies. Gosh, I ate all the brownies. There is no more made right now.
Oh. Mm-hmm. True.
I can't deny.
Triceratops
on point. That is entirely too long of a hashtag to graffiti. Happy Dinosaur 8K is probably about as good as we can do. I knew one day I might fall victim to one of his memes or something. I don't have a high quality. There is no high quality pictures of me. Okay, this is me we're talking about. Come on, sorry. You ask a lot of me. You really do. Send a high quality picture. None exist. Anywho, wow, 12 people. You don't. Are you looking at those pictures?
Yeah, I really like that. I really like that picture, Steven Seagal, Mr. Fat.
That is pretty cool. Yours is really cool.
It's like you're breathing. It's like he's breathing fire on me. I'm like, it's a minor inconvenience. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Ladies always have high quality pictures. That is not true. Okay, that is not true. unless it's been super photoshopped. Not every girl has high quality, and I'm not big Photoshop. Yes, I suppose so. If you're gonna screenshot, fine. There you go. That's all I'm giving you. You're a rocket ship. I've never been called a rocket ship. What?
A rocket ship. You're a firework. Because baby,
Yeah,
you're a firework.
not toward me.
Go on, show them how you work.
Not a rocket ship.
I guess so.
It's kind of a lie. Oh my goodness. I think okay, I do have one picture that's kind of okay. It was it's used as my profile picture on Twitter. It was when they were making the
Yeah, that's a nice one.
the fandom cards, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was glad to get one. I was really glad I didn't see myself in like when they were doing like the competition when they were like narrow it down.
Oh yeah.
Like, ooh, I'm glad I'm not in that. Like,
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want to be up against so and so or so and so. No, I didn't even want to vote in most of those. Like, the only time I voted was somebody I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know who the hell they were. And then I was like, okay, that person I know, that one I don't. I can vote. But if it was people I knew, I just stayed out of it. I was like, nope. She's a shooting star across the midnight sky, but I'm still fat.
Wow, that's nice. That's poetic, you know. That's like that movie It. Your eyes are summer sunsets or whatever. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
He's putting the moves
like
on it. He's putting
fire
the
or
moves
some shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like, or her hair was like autumn.
Your eyes are January embers and
yeah.
something like that.
You remember it better than I do. You're like, that's good shit. Hold up. He was taking notes, y'all. So let's see, what is it? Is it Thursday already?
Yep.
Sweet Jesus, already.
October starts next week. Wow.
I need to decide if I'm gonna try to do that haunted trail thing, but where I live, I don't know if there's gonna be many people coming around, so I think it'd be like, I don't know, it'd be lame if I didn't.
I wouldn't be surprised if there aren't any haunted trails here in my part of the state.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised, but you know. Yeah. Treasure.
Y'all are just.
Oh, that's so nice. Look at you. Getting all these compliments. I never get compliments from my
like, no. Stop. Chug that juice.
Woo.
Hold on, my phone froze up on me. I was like, oh, now it unfroze. Okay. I don't know why I never like prepare any mod. I don't know. I think my mods are asleep, or are they not? Like, wait, is Tactical Technician a mod? Because like I can only see the back of StreamYard, so it doesn't show me who is and isn't. But I think I may have to put it down. She's a. They are. Oh, Mongo.
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh yeah, no
I was about to drop my link. I was about to drop my link before, like, yeah, because I kind of didn't the news thing, and then we were laughing, and I forgot. I'm not good at this.
Optic Racer.
I don't get notifications. I have to actually go into it and see, and that's why I was like, oh.
Like Optic Racer, you ask if I've seen a puma, but it's like all capitalized puma.
So like the brand or the cat?
like the mountain lion. I've never seen a mountain lion. I've seen a bear. I've seen like a couple bears.
Oh wow!
Never actually seen one of those big. Well, I guess I've seen them at the zoo, but I don't know. Kissy clipped. Thank you, Mr. Seagal.
Oh, Slam, we don't want you to go. I love you. All right. Oh yeah, he's gonna be on later tonight. He's gonna be on. I don't know if it's his channel or like. Yeah, I think it's his channel. I think he's got people. Is it your channel? Because I know he's on. I know. I think it's gonna be him. Oh my god, my brain just shut down. Fatal J, I think. Abu Naz, I think, as well.
Oh.
It's like a star-studded cast on his show. I think it's tonight. If you want to tell people when that is, you totally can. Oh no, I'm dreading it because leading up to it and the aftermath is going to be terrible.
That first not looking 6 months is going to be brutal after that.
Yes. Zoot Suit thing. Zoot. What time is that, like, Central Time and shit? I mean, technically, y'all could just go check out his Twitter and his YouTube channel, and that would probably simplify things for everyone. Hairball. But yeah. Go and love on each other. I know that sounds weird, sorry. Like, go make friends, add people. If you might need any, like, post-apocalyptic advice, you can talk to this guy right here. Here we go. The Valkyrie, Plant Homies, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Central, Pacific, almost said specific. I almost did. Yeah, do you know where the Pacific Ocean is? Yeah. But yes, so 4 p.m. possibly Pacific time. Yeah, Pacific time. Okay, yes.
Yep.
So that helps. All right.
Nice.
Yes. We got to remember we have time zones. So I'll tell people like 4 o'clock. And yeah, I got to remember to remind them I mean Central. So that they aren't like, what? And don't forget to set those reminders and shit. So, like, hopefully your notifications are better than mine. But I bet no one tells Biden and you'll see his campaign ads until 2024. Well, I almost feel bad for that guy. I almost do. Like, he's gotten to the point where I think he's like not even a danger to society anymore. He just needs to put in a rest home at this point. Like, yikes.
Yeah.
I have seen the Pacific Ocean. Maybe more Pacific. Anyways, but yes, so let's see. All right. So lots of hugs to everybody. Give everybody a second to add anybody they want to. But Mongo, it's been super fun having you. You are such a doll.
Thank you.
Oh, Mongo's blushing.
Yeah.
If I sent you a candy gram, it wouldn't explode.
Oh, that's good.
Blazing Saddles humor.
Oh, shoot.
Come on.
Mongo like candy.
Oh my god, you do that way so well. Holy shit.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, if everybody could just get together and try to make like a fan film of like Blazing Saddles, your voice right there would so be it. We just had to put like one of those little hats on you instead, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
You did the voice so well. It's weirdly good. It's like,
oh yeah, I love that movie. I'm embarrassed I didn't recognize the reference or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you could send me a candygram. Okay.
Candygram from Mongo. Oh my gosh, that would be fun. I would like specifically ask them to. Great stream, Kitty. I never can get the great of a stream sitting down. Well, have you tried? He does his streams. He does them outdoors, like in his yard. And there's like a whole bunch of woods behind him. And it looks super nice, though. That's like a nice background. Nice. Yeah. But a lot of stuff he shows, he'll show you like little kits and stuff. Have like little cool like K-bar knives and little this and little that.
That's cool.
And
Tactical
I mean, it's outdoor
technician.
stuff. So obviously, outdoor background makes sense. It gives you
I'm gonna check out that channel there. I'm gonna check out your channel, man. Sounds dope, man. Nice. Tactical.
And it's cute videos, and they're never super long, so you don't have to worry about putting through like an hour and a half video. Yeah, it's usually like
it's always nice.
Showing a really cool product or like some advice on something. I think they're like never more than like 20 minutes, I think.
That's always nice.
Yeah, I know.
Easy
Yeah,
to digest, it's
exactly.
easy to watch.
Yeah, people
Oh,
like
sweet.
concise. He's personable. We all are personable. Y'all love y'all. Oh, you'll be stuck. Oh, wait. Oh, are you having a stream right now, or will be? I mean, that's what he said yesterday.
Mm.
Well, like I don't know, like.
Oh, Krispy Kreme display case. Must be pretty big then, huh?
That sounds odd. Of his own video. Love it. Yeah, the beginning of my streams are usually pretty boring, usually too, especially if I'm by myself. So I'll be like, I'm just gonna let everybody, get my cigarette lit. I'm just giving everybody a chance to get their notifications because you know how YouTube is. But, so I just fast forward for If I have someone on, then it's usually lively from the start. But it's kind of hard to be lively when you have like no one to bounce off of. So
Yeah.
I
Break the case.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I guess. All right. I guess he's gonna. Is it gonna be like yesterday, talking about different news stuff and viewpoints and stuff? But apparently he does the news, and it's kind of sporadic like me. I think he's got more of a idea of a schedule like me. I might go like 3 or 4 days without doing it because just you know. Because I want to pick stuff that's interesting, but not stuff every channel is talking about.
Yeah.
Or if they're going
Sometimes it's like a game of
they do,
sometimes it's like a game of hungry hippos, something gets dropped in the middle and it's just, it's like kind of like
yes.
Sometimes people are playing with a bigger hippo.
Stream. You should tactical, you should stream.
Yeah, there can be real fun stuff.
In fact, you should be up here. You know what? Next stream, you better be up here with me. Basically, how to survive the apocalypse. Little stuff you'll need, like, hey, this brand of knife is way better than this brand of knife. This, that, the other. That dehydrated food, like which ones last longer and better, and what's better price. Just little apocalyptic shit. Because calling people preppers and survivalists has gotten a bad rap. So surviving the apocalypse is what's in. Anywho, but we love all of y'all. Y'all are awesome. Yes. Oh, I don't know if I'm up all the time. That doesn't sound like a blood rush issue. That sounds like an adrenal gland issue or something.
You're up all the time? What kind of up? Well, no, I don't want to bring that up. But anyhow.
What?
Well, up all the time? Oh, no. Sometimes I don't know if it's a joke or if it's serious.
I thought he had sleeping issues, and
okay.
That's what I'm assuming. And I'm thinking it sounds like you might have an adrenal gland issue or something. You might want to get a second opinion from a different doctor.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. No, you were right. You were right. Okay, you were right. Sorry.
Kind of felt bad there for a second,
have issues and might have like something glandular wrong with him.
I was thinking like, oh crap! I was laughing at a serious health issue.
All right, he's right. My bad. I don't automatically assume there's a joke when someone says that, and I assume that he actually was having issues. Fair enough. Okay.
Okay, good.
All right, as long as he's okay. 2 fingers better make it 3. Okay. her. Mwah. Anyway, we love y'all. Y'all are super awesome. And it's possible, I guess, we're being invited over to Memes of Destruction's channel for further news topic stuff. Oh, meow there. Mwah. We love you. Tell them good night, Gracie.
Alrighty.
All right, you guys have to be
See you later.
bye. Y'all say